Good morning. This is Kelloland on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
A homicide case from 2 years ago has new questions surrounding it now that all 4 people charged in connection to the death are out of custody. In August 2022, police found the body of 36-year-old Tunis Lomax near 26th Street and Bonson Avenue in Sioux Falls. 8 months later, 4 suspects ranging in age from 18 to 20 were arrested. Each had murder or manslaughter charges against them.
But now those charges have been dismissed. For 2 of the suspects, their cases have been closed entirely. We checked with police and they say they are still investigating Lomax's death. To read about what charges remain for the other 2 suspects, visit this story on KELLOLAND.com. A Sioux Falls man faces a long list of charges, including assault with a deadly weapon. It all started Monday morning on East 6th Street near Meldrum Park. Police say 35-year-old Terrence Whitehead was speeding and rear-ended another car. After the crash, both cars stopped and police say Whitehead yelled at the other driver and took off.
The victim followed Whitehead and called 911. Police say that led to Whitehead smashing the victim's car with a trailer hitch. When police arrived, they discovered Whitehead was on parole, didn't have a license, and was allegedly driving a stolen car. Investigators in Sioux Falls are looking into what sparked a fire on the western side of the city. Sioux Falls Fire Rescue says it happened just after 3 o'clock Tuesday afternoon in the 1800 block of South Sertoma Avenue, which is just south of Memorial Middle School.
Officials say the fire was heavy on the first floor and extended to the second floor. 1 dog was inside the house and died in the fire. No people were injured. There is significant damage to the house.
Now let's get a first look at our weather with meteorologist Scott Munt. More sunshine and less wind today, Scott?
Yeah, pretty good for today, aside from maybe the temperature. Temperatures will still remain cold. Numbers in the 20s across eastern Kettleland, 30-degree weather in central South Dakota. But I think western Kettleland will warm to the 40s, 43 in Rapid City. More details on your forecast with Brian coming up.
Thank you, Scott. Well, Tuesday was tough going for drivers on a section of I-90 between Sioux Falls and Mitchell. Drifting snow and high winds created patches of ice that sent a half-dozen vehicles, including semis, into the ditch.
The westbound lane near the Salem Rest area was among the worst stretches of interstate. About a dozen truckers pulled off the road to wait for the roads to improve.
I'm hoping I could just get up the road a little further and the roads hopefully clear up for me tonight.
More than a half-dozen vehicles ended up in the ditch. According to the American Cancer Society, colorectal cancer is the 3rd leading cause of cancer deaths in men and 4th in women. And even if you think you're in good health, it's smart to get a colonoscopy.
Tammy Helsper, who had a colonoscopy in 2022, never thought that the doctors would find cancer.
I was healthy. I had no reason to think that my colonoscopy was going to end up with a call from the surgeon. I had no symptoms, and I was fairly young.
Sanford doctors say that 1 in 24 people are at risk of developing colon cancer. Helsper recommends making your colonoscopy appointment sooner rather than later. A master plan vision for the Great Plains Zoo will include new facilities and address aging animal habitats and traffic flow concerns. The plan's first phase would be a new education center to offer expanded classes and camps.
The zoo's administrative building will undergo construction to include an aquarium and rainforest ecosystem.
Not every day do you have an opportunity where you have 2 standalone, beloved destinations that have decided to unite forces, being stronger together, which creates just this enthusiasm, this excitement that's really helping to propel us forward.
Right now, there is no set budget. The zoo says the next step is to continue working with the city on the plan.
And that's a look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get one last look at your weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Brian?
All right, our weather forecast today. We're looking at cold start, but moderating this afternoon just with some sunshine, and I do expect East River folks will have more of that today. Western Kettleland, we do have a ribbon of clouds that's been affecting Rapid City or into northwest South Dakota. Still, though, with the association of that warm front, I still think we're going to push some 40-degree weather back to that region. And then, of course, tonight with the depth of the snow on the ground. Places like Marshall and Watertown will still be plenty cold tomorrow morning. Even Sioux Falls, I think, will drop back in the low teens early tomorrow morning. But then tomorrow, we'll build on that momentum a little bit. Certainly western South Dakota, we'll see some 60-degree weather returning. And then kind of this gradient or this temperature shift as you go into northeastern Kettleland, still stuck in the 30s in the far northeast. But Sioux Falls could easily bounce back at least in the low 40s for tomorrow afternoon. In fact, it's interesting when you talk about even the Sioux Falls area. Let me bring up your numbers here for tomorrow. Look at the difference between Canton and Del Rapids. Could it be 50 tomorrow? In Lincoln County, absolutely. Lack of snow. It really drops off south of the city of Sioux Falls. North, you go to Madison, Pipestone, probably talking 30s most of the day tomorrow. Even Friday, yeah, that's another interesting spread on the numbers. You got 50s to near 60-degree weather in George and Sioux Center, and then where that deeper snow is on the ground, you're probably at least 15 degrees colder. So just want to mention those kind of differences, local things affected here. Obviously, the track of this low pressure system on Friday could end up instigating some rain or snow chances from Aberdeen to the north, pivoting up toward Bismarck. This will trough feature there. Not really a lot of moisture with that, but at least we want to mention that in our forecast. And then once that swings by, the weekend will open up, I think, a little cooler with that north wind on Saturday, but still temperatures in the 40s. Sunday into Monday. Well, Easter itself, we're looking at some rain showers beginning to develop in western South Dakota, and some of that moisture can move east. We're still jury's out on that whole issue. It just depends on how these two low pressures interact with each other. I feel pretty confident about this one, bringing in a lot of moisture to the Rockies. It's this Canadian low that can ultimately dictate how much of that reaches the northern plains. So we'll update that story tomorrow. We'll keep you posted here through the rest of the week. 30 today in Huron with some snow on the ground, 29 in Mitchell. Otherwise, we're in the 40s in the far west. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast. I think Sioux Falls, even on Friday, could bounce back to near 50. But then the weekend will tend to maybe cool off a little bit. Thicker clouds. We'll keep those rain shower chances into Sunday. Monday, again, depends on where we're at temperature-wise. There's a possibility we could get some snow in portions of Kettleland as we get into Sunday night and Monday. That's reflected in the Aberdeen and the Pierce 7-day forecast. And we'll also probably drop the temperatures in that period of time. I feel pretty confident that an east wind will make it feel colder, and again, some pockets of rain and snow in those time periods. How about Rapid City? Yeah, same thing. I think we'll pick up some rain and snow opportunities for the weekend, so make sure you're on top of that story and check out the rest of the details online at kettleland.com.